And now, another episode of Donny Boast Friday Football Flash with your host, Donny Boast.
Ladies and gentlemen, week 1 is in the books, and week 2 is already underway, as Quincy Enunwa has a lot of crazy fantasy owners rushing to their computers after the New York Jets have defeated the Buffalo Bills to secure the second worst team in New York spot. Yes, folks, the New York Jets are now officially the second worst team in New York because they have defeated the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. For anyone who thought that this game would wind up 37-31, you're a fool. Nobody had it at that, except that one lone guy in Vegas who bet the farm and cashed in and then blew it all on craps afterwards. Nonetheless, we do have time to review the week 1 that was. Tampa Bay and Atlanta. We said who cares and still nobody does. Minnesota went into Tennessee to prove that the Tennessee Titans indeed suck. There is a reason why they had so many draft picks, and that's because they're not good. The Kansas City Chiefs held off the San Diego Superchargers, and now Keenan Allen is out for the season. For all intents and purposes, that means the San Diego Superchargers are done. The Oakland Raiders went for it big, had a great flight home. What a way to set the tone for the season. This was big for Oakland. Nobody gave them much attention, and they're still not. The Bungles defeated the Jets in Quincy Enunwa and company in New York. Wasn't much to celebrate there. Everyone was excited that it was a close game, but it was rather boring and rather stupid regardless. The Cleveland Browns lost. Green Bay defeated Jacksonville, proving once again that the Jacksonville Jaguars are who we thought they were. Although I thought this was a perfect opportunity for them to march into the season triumphant, they failed miserably. The Baltimore Ravens are reloaded and back and stacked and better than ever. Well, possibly, we don't know. But they did beat the Bills, which apparently isn't too hard to do. Chicago Bears went into Houston and sucked it up because that's what the Chicago Bears do. I thought they would cover in this game. They failed miserably. Speaking of failing miserably, the Seattle Seahawks edged out the Miami Dolphins by 2 points at home. Yuck. The New York Football Giants also edged out the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Not much to celebrate there, everybody. That was a pretty sloppy game across the board as well. The Detroit Lions are a football team, and the Indianapolis Colts apparently still aren't. This was actually a barn burner. I thought it would be an ugly game, but it was one fun one for the fans, even though nobody watched it. Speaking of nobody watching, without Tom Brady in the house, nobody tuned in for this game. The New England Patriots, as we thought, would go into Arizona and cover the spread, and they actually won outright. What does that say? It says that Arizona is not good. Speaking of not good, the Washington Redskins celebrated a loss. A big fat loss against a very, very formidable opponent, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and of course, Antonio Brown and company. They know what they're doing. They are very good. Ben Roethlisberger is on top of it. This is a team to watch this year, folks. And of course, wrapping up week 1 was the most disgusting game of the week. The Los Angeles Lambs at the Santa Clara Yorks. Now, Chip Fat Kelly had his team poised and ready to beat up on Case Keenum and Jeff, soon-to-be-fired Fisher. It was one of the ugliest games we've seen in the NFL since the Jets played the Bungles back in the late 80s. I mean, it's just disgusting. I am not going to be excited when these two teams play each other again. Bet against them across the board. We are going in now to week 2. The New Orleans Saints will face the New York Giants. The spread of the over-under is 53. I guess you have to take it. These teams are only good because their divisions are bad. This is actually a good game, everybody. It's about time we had a good game in the NFL. It took us 2 weeks to get there, but here we are. The Bungles at the Steelers. I like the Steelers to cover the 3 points. I don't know if this game goes over 48. Both offenses can get going if they need to, but it's going to be a tough battle nonetheless. It's one to tune in for, that's for sure. Miami Dolphins going into New England. New England favored by 6.5, even still without Tom Brady. I think New England can cover this one. I think they'll beat Miami. It'll be a fun game. Dallas at Washington. Washington's favored by 3. These are back-to-back home games here for Washington. They didn't look good against Pittsburgh, but Dallas isn't good. The Santa Clara Yorks at Carolina on the biggest spread of the week. That's 13.5 for Carolina at home. You gotta take it, everybody. Carolina's gonna be reeling after a loss over at Denver after the Graham Gano miss. The Santa Clara Yorks are not good, and they really don't have anyone. It's really pathetic what's going on over there. Baltimore at Cleveland. Dear God help you if you're Cleveland. Just pray. Pray whatever God you believe in. Ugh. Kansas City at Houston. Here's another what the heck. It's a rematch of the playoff game last year where Houston didn't score a damn point at home, even though they're favored by 2.5 now. This is one to watch maybe if you feel like falling asleep at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday in the West Coast. Tennessee at Detroit. Detroit's favored by 6. That's a fair bet. It's an ugly game. It's going to be a stupid game. It's a little letdown game for Detroit on some level. They're going to be a little more relaxed at home. Seattle going into the Los Angeles Lambs. The Lambs are +7. It is the home opener for the Lambs. There'll be about 3 people in the stadium. Tampa Bay at Arizona. The over-under on this one is 50. That sounds about right. Neither team can really play defense, and both teams seem to have a high-powered offense, even though Arizona's going to be favored by 6.5. That doesn't mean much. It's going to be a barn burner, I think. I think Tampa Bay should cover 6.5. Jacksonville now at San Diego. San Diego's not good, but they are favored by 3. This is one to watch. 2 ugly teams in the AFC. Indy at Denver. Denver favored by 6, and I think you got to take them. They are formidable. Atlanta at the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders home opener favored by 4.5. You have to take them big. They're going to be ready to play. The Oakland Raiders are poised to make a run this year. A black and blue divisional matchup here. The Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. 43.5 the over-under. I think you got to take the over in this game. I do think Minnesota might have a little gas left in the tank, even though they're only getting 2.5 points here. I think they can win this game at home. Philadelphia at Chicago. Another Monday night laugher. Philadelphia beat the Browns last week. That's not saying much. Chicago, despite having good coaching, are not good. Well, that's about it. We'll see you next week, everybody.